Hello and welcome back. Thank you for jumping to all 3 lives with me today. We started with Nancy Guthrie in Tucson, Arizona, and then we went over in Alabama, Barcelona, of Jimmy Gracey, who by all accounts looks like such a handsome fella. Now, I don't know the case that very well. I know he was on spring break, allegedly, went over to Barcelona, and they were looking for him. They found him, and then very, very sadly and unfortunately, the young man was found in the water. Now, what's bothering me the most is that after they found him, before the toxicology report is back, Barcelona's police are saying, nothing to see here, it's an accident. That's a big red flag to me. I covered the Jay Slater case for a year and a half with a lot of you fine folks, and we all know how this goes. So let's dig in together. Now it's your turn to ask all the questions. Now keep in mind, I'm not a psychic. I don't play one on TV. I'm not a medium. I never talk to the dead. Jesus Christ is my Savior, and that is the only spirit that is allowed to answer my questions. Okay? All right, my lovely, let's go ahead, get started. Make sure post question before your question. And our first question up, and you can't see the names, so give me a minute. We are live. I want to say thank you to my live audience as I fix this real quick. There we go. I want you to be able to see the person's name that asked. There we go. And that being said, everything that the people ask are their questions and theirs alone, not mine. I am simply reading the cards. Question: was this a premeditated crime for Jimmy Gracey? Was this premeditated against Jimmy Gracey? This was swift. So we have this Queen of Swords, which is Queen of Swords? No. Knight of Swords, which is very, very swift action. It's almost suggesting that this was kind of an opportunity. Whatever this is, it happened very fast, not necessarily premeditated. It may have had to do with finances. Perhaps somebody had thought that they were going to make some money or something. Maybe they did make money. That's the 10 of Pentacles. It's house, home, everything. Swift action, and it could be financial. It could be about rugs. It could be about jewelry, tokens, money, you name it. We have the King of Cups and the Moon. So there's definitely something hidden here. King of Cups is a king that's on his own island. He's surrounded by water. He is very calm and cool, collected on the outside, but on the inside, he's got a lot of emotional issues that he works through. He's kind of private about how he feels about things. He may have an outward appearance of something, but doesn't really show his true emotion. And we have this financial card, which does bother me. But as far as premeditated, there's nothing here suggesting premeditated. Not specifically with Jimmy. We have the Knight of Swords. This was done very swiftly. This was done in shadows, in the hidden something. But this is also a loner card. And there's a lot of pressure, a lot of legacy here, of, performance here. So as far as premeditation, I'm not seeing that in the cards. So I would say unfavorable to a premeditated attack on Jimmy. That's what my cards are showing me. Now, you may feel differently, even though tarot cards do have the predisposed meaning. I also do read intuitively, and you may have a different understanding of the cards, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm just sharing my feelings, what my thoughts are. Nina, welcome back, lovely. Was Jimmy given rugs? Good question. Was Jimmy given rugs? We have the Four of Wands. Hold on, y'all. It's in the basement. Okay. We have the liar, cheater, thiefer. So that's the first sign that there is somebody that is no good in his atmosphere. And what's interesting is I have a partnership here. This can be the marriage card. It's a reflection of another person's energy. This is liar, cheater, thiefer. Somebody is not being honest, possibly about the crossing over of how Jimmy passed. Somebody's not being honest. This is definitely deception, 100%. You're asking, did they give him rugs? Let's find out. Was Jimmy given rugs? Something didn't mix well. Yeah. Something didn't mix well. Temperance, Archangel Michael, protector of children. Something did not mix well. I'll go ahead and pull one more just to qualify, because we did get that major arcana, Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. And overabundance, overabundance. So this is suggesting that there is somebody nefarious here that did give him something. I do not like that we have all these cups that didn't mix well. It's almost as if he was given two separate things that didn't go well together. Maybe he was drinking and they gave him, pills. I don't know. But this is something that didn't mix well. It came from somebody that's lying about what they've done. They're not being honest. And it definitely should show up in a toxicology report that he had something that caused this. Maybe they didn't give him rugs, but they gave him something else. Perhaps it was too many drinks and didn't watch him. I don't know, but this is an abundance here. Even though everybody looks so happy on the Ten of Cups, in the True Crime Tarot, which is slightly different than the traditional tarot, this can suggest inebriation. This is way over the top inebriation. This is cups not mixing well. This is negative deception energy. And this is that crossing over, which can be when you pass over, you go to heaven, right? Well, this is saying going to heaven, that there's a liar, cheater, thiefer about that passing. So it is highly likely that he was given something that lent itself to this happening. Good questions, you guys. Excellent questions. All right, let me see. What do you got here? Carolyn says Jimmy was the chaplain of his fraternity and a philanthropy and chairman. Wow, that explains why I'm seeing the cross. But this does feel very much like a tangible cross. I don't know why. Nick UK, hello, lovely. I'll be jumping all over for questions. Question: did something happen in Amsterdam that could connect to Jimmy's death? Now, see, I don't even have a clue what that means, but here we go. Did something happen in Amsterdam that could connect to Jimmy's death? We definitely have a worrisome issue. Not being able to sleep, having worry on your mind, keeping you awake, an issue. And then this card went underneath the desk to the basement. And it had been building. Something was bothering. There was definitely a previous, this is the past. This is the past catching up to Jimmy in some way. Bottom of the deck, the Empress with communication. So he received communication, absolutely, about something very important. Could be from a feminine energy, communication, judgment that was keeping somebody up at night. They invested a lot of time into Jimmy, and so we're getting this Empress feminine energy around this energy of not being able to sleep. And that is the communication that eventually ends up being the weighing factor. And there's trickery around it. There's trickery. So I'm not 100% sure about this Amsterdam being the location, but there is an energy being revealed based off your question that a feminine energy was not at rest with. That does seem to have led towards something here that contributed to the death. Question: was Jimmy's death an accident? Thank you, Zozo. Was Jimmy's death an accident? Thank you, Jesus, for the answers. There's that King of Cups, and we have a yes. We have a yes, but we also have emotions. Somebody, was he in a breakup? Could be a breakup between a female at home or something, where he went over and above what he normally does for partying or something. This is a lot of deep emotion that he was suffering from, like really deep emotion. He looked fine on the outside, but he had it buried. And we have a yes, and it's phallic. So this could be a relationship with that phallic symbol. So there's this offer that keeps coming up. Did someone offer him something that there's that offer? He either offered it or they offered it. What is this offer? Look, look, look. It's almost as if she offered it. The feminine offered it. That couldn't sleep, couldn't eat kind of energy. So I don't think this was a planned death against Jimmy. I don't think they planned. Look at that. 10 of Swords is up, right, and for no reason. That's a betrayal in death. 10 Swords in the back. Somebody felt betrayed, and they may have done something to retaliate. I do feel it was not planned. Like, in other words, it wasn't supposed to end the way it did. That wasn't the outcome that was the intent. If that makes sense, I'm not sure. Question, Jennyville. Were Jimmy's frat brothers involved? Were they with him? I don't know if they were with him. Question, were Jimmy's frat brothers involved in his death? Yes, it's a lover thing. Yeah, something got out of control over a relationship. Absolutely. I have the Lovers. That is a choice being made. Someone got heightened emotions. I have a feminine energy and I have a masculine energy on the card. There's definitely relationships here that are in the mix that we're not seeing. Tell me more about this relation. Temperance. It didn't mix well. Something, truth train coming through on top of that. Both major arcanas. I'm telling you, something with Jimmy and your relationship didn't bode well, and it led to this unexpected situation. Now it's in the far basement. Oh my golly. It was a far reach. We have traveling to common grounds as if he was moved. He was travel. We have the travel card. Did somebody travel? We're talking about the frat brothers. There's travel. Did they travel with him? I bet they did. So it could be somebody in his party that it didn't go well. Because we have that travel, that page. It could be, yeah. There is something about another page right here with the Page of Wands. We kept getting that Page of Pentacles, which it could be somebody offering him rugs. But this is that other page. I talked about 3 people, a feminine and 2 males. This is the other male. And it's almost as if there's this message that didn't sit right. Bottom of the deck, so he walked away. He's upset and he's walking away from the bar. And then that's when the betrayal happens. And it's betrayal. There's the offer. And stuck energy. The plan didn't go as planned. A decision had to be made that was regretful. He could have been held under the water. We have held. He could have been drowned in the water by this pact. There's a pact. You're asking about these frat brothers. I would say it's possible. I can't rule it out. I've got, nothing that tells me that there wasn't some previous energy, because I keep picking up a relationship from previous. There's something it's almost like I could touch it, but I can't quite say what I'm reading and picking up for energies. Okay, let me see. Was there any other questions? Did we get them all? You guys did an amazing job today. Normally we ask a lot more questions, but it's a newer case, and not everybody is familiar with the case. So I thought, well, we'll break it in this way. Let me see if I got every single question. Question, Jennyville. Question, was the person who saw Jimmy walking towards the water involved in his death? We have the witness, Queen of Cups. That's the seer, the one that sees it all. So there's the witness. Were they involved in his death? A fight to the... Yes. According to this, yes. We have the witness is seeing something of a struggle, a fight to survive. This is winning at all costs. It can be a fight to the death. It's 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, there's the Lovers. And it was regret that it went this way. They felt ignored. They were feeling ignored, like they weren't getting the attention. That's why we got the Star card. So they wanted to change things up, get some new perspective. And so here we have this deep emotions, but looks calm and cool, collected on the outside, wanting to defend how far they've come. And so they're overpowering Jimmy. It's a decision that left them stuck. They made a bad choice, stuck. And the witness, the witness saw something. And with this 5 of Swords, they saw an exchange of energy, not just him walking away. They saw much more than they're saying, according to the read. Okay, did I miss anything? Question, hi Lanny. Was Jimmy alone when he was unalived? Was Jimmy alone when he was unalived? When he passed? Was Jimmy alone when he passed? We have the Sun, which can mean yes. Opportunity. I don't know why I'm getting that, but opportunity. We have the Empress. Innocence. Was Jimmy alone when he passed? I'm getting energies like crazy, but okay. This is more than confusing. So what I have is the Sun. This can mean a literal person that is a son around him, like a brother. Okay, this is also can be a soulmate. This is an innocence in a sense. This is clarity. I have the Empress, which is this opportunity of getting attention. Somebody needing attention, seeking attention, getting attention. This is a lot of light shined on someone. There's going to be someone that's going to get too much attention. And that's the clarity of it. And it has to do with communication, because words, swords. And then to get this drug dealer on speed dial, I don't like him. I don't like this King of Wands looking back at this Empress. This is somebody that's slick. They've got salamanders all over their cloak, as well as all over their tapestry in the back, because they're slick. You can't hold on to them. And that's the clarity being given to him. So, was he alone when he was unalived? I've got numerous cards that suggest yes. Yes. And yes. I don't know, you guys. I would say favorable if I'm looking at the cards. It's favorable that he was completely alone when he passed away. That's a good question. Excellent question. All right, let's do one more question. Robert. Hello, lovely. Is it Roberta? You said, question, do you think it was a murder? All right, let's see what the cards say. It says he was alone. It says it was like not supposed to be a murder, that it, you know, it went awry. But on the bottom of the deck, you guys, I've got that betrayal. Let's see. Was Jimmy Gracey a homicide? Allegedly. We have travel. It has something to do with someone he traveled with. Abandonment. They abandoned him. That's the abandonment card. Five of Pentacles. Left in ill. You know, like he's not okay, right? And they know it. This is, you know, this guy's on crutches. This one's barefoot in the snow. And that's abandonment when they're worse for wear. So they knew he was worse for wear. They knew he was in trouble. And they abandoned him. Whoever this is, they knew damn well it wasn't going to bode well for him. And they didn't care. Yeah, they walked away from him. They left him. So if you were to consider this, knowing that he was in a bad position, couldn't take care of himself, and then they walked away from him, and it's one of those pages. Yeah, somebody knew damn well that when they left him, he was going to be hurting. Yeah, that's the clarity of it. There it is. They didn't intend for him to die. But look at this. This person's wrapped up. This is almost like this is the true crime tarot. This is the abduction card, and then closed cycle. And they were wanting to cut him out. They wanted him done with him. There's holding back. There's the holding of the emotion. They're not showing their true self. They're the liar, cheater, thiefer, because they're in a pact. They've made a contract, and it's stinky. Wow. Hermit energy, Virgo. They may have been the one that went back to the hotel. I don't know. Something about a hotel. Interesting. All right, my lovelies. Let me come back over to here. That was some very good questions. I appreciate that you tune in, that you put your energy forward. I would like to find out what the reports actually come up with once his body is back in the United States. And I hope to God, I am praying that the family hires a private pathologist and gets toxicology reports and does their own autopsy so that we can find out the truth, because something went down here pre the party. Like there was a previous energy, according to my reading, where things were going wrong in a three-way. So there's three energies. They're not getting along. Not all of them are getting along. And then it's suggesting that it's possible that Jimmy may have been purposely spiked or put in a position to where his faculties weren't working that good, and that they knew that he was going to be in a hurting position, and they chose to abandon him. Regardless, they really go, well, he's on his own. And they left. And in doing that, it's showing that something else then happens. But it does seem like, from what I'm seeing, he was alone when he entered the water. I don't know. That's what I have for you today. I wanted to say thank you incredibly much for tuning in. Thank you for all the likes and the hypes. And I pray for his family and condolences to them. I pray that they get some truth, that they can have peace in their life and begin to heal at some point. It will never be the same, I know. But that being said, hopefully the truth comes out. I love you. Yes, Zoe said it. Thank you, Zozo. She says, thank you for joining us today. Please subscribe and hype to show your love and support. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to pop into Mama D's store, where I have tons of tarot decks. I also have oracle cards, all kinds of jewelry, all kinds of wonderful things. Now, tomorrow, you guys, tomorrow, I'm so excited because I've been working so hard for my beautiful Starlights, and that is over on Crime Story Mama channel. And so Starlights will have a chance to jump on a live, and I can show you guys the new amazing builds that we have in Starlight World. You're gonna love it. I promise. I promise you. Yes, great questions. Thank you, Nikki U. I said Nikki U. Thank you, Nikki UK. I love you, love you. Thank you, Zozo. Thank you, Debbie Gazzardo, Jennyville, and all my beautiful mods. Thank you. You guys are incredible. And thank you to every single one of you. I love you. To the moon and back. We'll see you again very, very soon.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think that